What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I am sitting down with one of our clients, Charles. He started with us at zero after having invested in a $25,000 mastermind. Didn't sign any clients from it. Really didn't know what to do. I believe he cashed out his 401k, was on the verge of selling his house, joined our program with the heart to want to start a coaching business. He helps Christian married men get free from pornography through accountability, a framework he teaches, and really just holds them accountable inside of a group coaching program. He went from zero to $12.3 thousand in a month and has already passed that this month, only 17 days into the month of January 2023. Really excited for this video testimonial. He's going to tell you a story and I hope it encourages you. Just really want to kind of talk about where you were at before you joined the coaching program, where you're at now, and maybe a message to people who are considering joining us or starting a coaching business, dude. So let's talk about the first part. Where were you before joining the program?
Absolutely. So before I joined the program, I was actually invested very heavily in a 25K program, and I had all these huge promises that I was going to see these huge months, but I got to the end of the program and having put everything I could into it, I just didn't see a single dollar. It was really tough going into that because I knew this is a huge commitment that I don't have the ability to make, but I'm going to make it anyway because I really trust them. And my trust was broken in that season because I gave everything that I had. I worked really hard to get to that point, and then I pushed myself even further, and it just didn't deliver. And so when I met Brandon, it was just through an online, just over Instagram. And I was thinking in the back of my head, oh, wow, I really like his content, but my trust was broken. I didn't know if I could ever go to another coach to help me get to where I needed to be. And I thought, well, I've just got to tough this out on my own. But what ended up happening was, as we connected over time, I really just realized within myself that, wow, he knows exactly what I'm walking through. He knew the exact pain that I had walked through with working with coaches that made promises that they couldn't deliver on. And he saw the exact struggles that I had in my business without me even needing to share any of them with them. He called out every single problem I was dealing with. And that was when I knew, okay, this guy is for real. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I know that I need to work with him because I was in a sink or swim position. And if I did not get this business off the ground, I was going to fail. I had just gotten married. We just found out we had a kid on the way. It was really tough being in that position because we gave everything that we had. And to figure out that, wow, it just wasn't what it looked like at first. Taking the jump with Brandon was really scary, but I knew that I could trust him. As I walked through that journey, there was a couple of months where I did not know if this was the right call because I wasn't fully committed. I was still dealing with the aftermath emotionally and mentally of trying to pull myself together out of the previous investment. And I continued to work their process. I continued to follow it. And I got down to the last dollar. And my wife and I were sitting here in our darkest moment wondering, are we gonna need to both go get jobs in order to even survive? Are we gonna have to sell the house? And we were really scared because we just found out that we had a kid on the way. And we didn't have a dollar to our name. So I hopped on the phone with Brandon and he really helped me figure out an actual plan, an actual strategy that I could put in place to start executing on. And it's not like he didn't already give it to me. I already had everything that I needed. He gave me everything. Having that time where I was able to really decide I need to be fully committed if I want to see this through. I came to this huge realization that what Brandon does works. But first and foremost, I needed to be fully committed to the process. And the second that I made that commitment, everything changed. And the taps started flowing. And in November, I made 6K. And then in December, I made 12.3K. And now this January, I'm looking to make about 15 to 20K, if not more than that, over the next couple of days. The reason that this story is so important for me is not only did working with Brandon change the way that I was able to understand how business is supposed to operate and how I'm supposed to operate and the mindsets that I need to hold, and just recognizing that this is God's business first and foremost. This is not going to take off unless I am fully on board, because that's what God needed from me in order to better serve the people that he was going to bring my way. Brandon had presented me with the opportunity to actually see this through, and all he needed me to do was decide that it's time to be fully committed, take the jump, and work the process. And when I started working the process worked. And that's where we're basically at today.
Yeah, dude, got a couple more minutes here. If you do, I kind of wanted to dig into what were you trying before? I never even asked you. Like, what do you think kept you stuck before we worked together?
So basically, where I was stuck was I was working with coaches that did not align with what I believed, and so they were teaching methodologies that were very unorthodox and very focused on sort of the New Age perspective. It was very energy embodiment. And though there is a little bit of truth in some of that, it was not based in kingdom culture. And so I really believe that God's hand of blessing was not on my business. And what I really believe is so important is not only understanding how God made it very clear. He was not going to bless the business as long as I was under them because they were not following him. Their strategies were borderline manipulative. They didn't get the results that they promised. I'm the kind of guy where I'll take full responsibility, and at the same time, I was trusting them. I was trusting that they would show me what I needed to do, and unfortunately, that just didn't happen. They did not lay out a specific set of principles, structures, and frameworks that I could follow to build the business and then see it take off and then continue to guide me throughout that entire journey. Basically, I just didn't take the time to do enough research. And that was part of why when I came to you, Brandon, I was in such a difficult place because I was working through of all these emotional blocks inside of myself of, I don't know if I can cut off another arm to invest in something that I don't even know if it's gonna work. But not only were you aligned with kingdom culture, you also gave me all of the tools, the processes, and the structure that I needed to see this actually happen. So the only thing that was standing in my way was my ability to execute. And when that changed, I realized all of the lies that I was believing before I joined the program. It was a lengthy process to work through coming back into alignment with God's will for my life and for my business, and to see not only my marriage thriving, but also to see the business creating real impact, but under his umbrella. His way is so much better than mine. Seeing that transformation, I mean, it's tangible. It is right here in front of me now. And I'm so thankful for all the changes that have happened.
Yeah, definitely. And like now we have a path forward to scale, which is just more attention because you have a good offer. You're able to help people. More attention, converting that attention into clients. There's no cap to where you can go now, which is really awesome to see. The last question I have for you is what would you, because you're a coach in the program now too, for anyone of those watching, what would you say to people who are on the fence about joining the program?
Honestly, if you're on the fence about joining the program, it's because you haven't decided that you're fully committed to seeing it through. And the reason it's so important for you to take responsibility there personally is because the first person you need to be able to trust when you're joining a program is yourself. The second part of that is that you need to know the person you're trusting is going to get you the results. And if they have proven that they can get you the results, but you haven't trusted yourself, then you've really got to start working through, okay, what do I actually want to accomplish here? Because it's never about the business itself. It's always about impact and serving and leaving a legacy and being in alignment with God's will for your life. And if you haven't fully surrendered to that, then the real question is simply, why not? Because his way is much better than ours. And when I tried to do it my way, I got results that left me on the edge of complete failure. I would have had to make some severe lifestyle changes, probably would have had to sell the house, because when I continued to try and do things my way, what I was telling God is, your way is not something that I can trust. Your way is not as good as me trying it my way. I think a lot of times what ends up happening is we undersell ourselves on just how successful we could really be if we actually took single-minded focus on exactly what we wanted to accomplish, trusting that if it's not right, God's gonna make it clear, but I have to give myself the chance to actually mess up and move forward so that I could see, God, is this actually what you want for me or not? This isn't it, then I don't know what else it is. And if I don't know what else it is, and this is my only way forward, then okay, God, you know what, I'm in. And that's really what I'd have to say there is, if you're on the fence, you need to ask, if it's not this, then what is it? Because this is it. If you're here, there's a very specific reason you're here. And I would encourage you, really dig deep and find it within yourself to fully commit to taking that first step, because God has a beautiful plan for your life, and there's men and women out there that desperately need what you have to offer, and they are praying for you right now, just like people were praying for what I had to offer. And I can guarantee there is nothing more fulfilling in this life outside of Jesus than actually having a life that is dedicated to servitude. And what better way to do that than under God's structures? This is the perfect place for you to grow in a kingdom culture, in a kingdom community where you have other like-minded businessmen, businesswomen, entrepreneurs who are all ready to create real, lasting impact for all of eternity.
Love it. Yeah, guys, I really hope that encouraged you. Just hearing, from one of our coaches now, clients, and someone who's impacting a lot of people and in the process of scaling his business. So if you're ready to take action, join our program, get help from me, our other coaches, including Charles, to either start or scale your online kingdom coaching business, go ahead, click the link down below, book in a call with us. We'll see if you're a good fit. And if so, have a chance of working with us. God bless you and hope this encouraged you.